Is there anything that has frustrated you about the industry?
Everything. The way they do business, the way they treat artists, the way people act that's in a position that they deem powerful or resourceful. The way they talk, laugh, look. Just the negligence that comes with the industry. And I know that is what pisses me off is because I know that it's regular people. And I think that they forget that they're regular niggas. And it's like, bro, you work here. You have a boss. This is your job. Don't act like you a boss. You can get fired. Stop playing.
Right.
I am a boss. I hire people. Right. Stop playing. Don't talk to me like I'm some nigga that you giving an opportunity. I am a boss. You feel me? And it's just always a mix up of that, and it just be ingenuine. You know, I've went into meetings and it's like they can't even tell me what their favorite song is. Why the hell you bring me here? You're not a fan of LaRussell.
Right.
You just want to win. You trying to get in and was like, bro, you're not a fan.
Right.
Leave me alone. That's a waste of my time, right? And it's just sometimes it's constant. Like niggas would be constant. Oh, we got to get up. No, we don't. No, we don't have to get. There is nothing you could do or want to do for me, right? So it's just like the nastiness, and they still refuse to do proper business.
Yeah,
well, I don't care if you give one nigga a great deal. It's 100 artists on your label.
Right.
We not impressed that 21 Savage got a great deal and all them other niggas getting fucked. Like, bro, I'm not impressed. Right. I am not impressed. You still not doing what's right. But you want to come holler at me like, bro, no, we not doing that. Why don't you have a split system and you one of the biggest in the world? I feel like if you one of the biggest and you don't have a split system, you're aiding people to fuck other people over and build that energy between producers, engineers, artists. You know better, but you choose not to do better.
Yeah.
Nah.
There's a lot of incentives and a lot of money wrapped up in keeping the system as broken as it is.
So much.
There's a lot of people's job depend on the brokenness.
But you know what's crazy? There's even more incentive in doing the right thing.
They don't know that. They've never explored that world. They don't understand your business. And that's why I've seen interviews in which you talk about, you know, some of the offers you've gotten and things like that. They don't understand. They don't really understand your business. I think this will be a great podcast for any label to listen to, because we'll be exploring so many different ways in which artists are building their businesses these days. So that hopefully if you end up partnering with a label, or if labels partner with artists, you'll have a better understanding of what their business could potentially look like, or how much money they're actually making.
See, and that's the part that sometimes I feel like we give them too much credit. These aren't ignorant people. These aren't, and that's the, like, man, it's so many, they're like, but they don't know, they don't understand it. I don't believe any nigga who builds $1 billion empire does not understand what I'm doing and what I've done. They get it. I know they get it because I've spoken to some people who are in grander positions and they get it. But we lead with that, nah, they just don't understand it. Them niggas, you can't be that successful and not understand it. You feel me?
But their business is different. It's you know, because of your business is not transparent, right? Like I can't go log into some system and see. I mean, you told me how much money you just made from the Fauna Theater, but there's no transparency in that, and I like that. Like when I was running the label, like we weren't fancy cats. We didn't wear success on our necks or anything. I like the fact that we could just put out good music, connect with people, and, you know, have a solid business. But I even when I was going through those negotiations, what people were offering me, I was like, this doesn't make sense for us. And I wasn't loud about it, but I just knew, like, they don't really understand what we're doing.
Right.
Because they wouldn't have offered me that if they understood that we made that 2 months ago. You know what I mean? So I'm in the middle. I think there are some individuals within labels that understand how independent artists are moving these days. But I also think there's a huge percentage of people that will really benefit from watching this podcast, independent living podcast.
Yeah, I'm just always on the fence with it because I know that Lucian Grange take care of his people, right? I know that to build a Universal, to run a Universal, a lot of them niggas are doing very well. And he makes sure they are so they can keep running his business the way it needs to be ran. Why is that stopping when it's coming down to the artist, right? I just can't, and that's not a spotlight on him. He's just one of the biggest, right? But there's just some of these companies where the higher you go up, the better everyone is doing, and they make sure of that.
Right.
But as you get down here, it's like, he's not doing okay.
Right.
And you know that, but you okay with it.
Right.
Right? So you have enough knowledge and sense to make sure these payments go here. Make sure he's good so they can do that. Make sure they have the budget so they can do. Make sure they're but you don't have the knowledge to understand, well, all of this money that we make comes from the product that he gave us, but he doesn't really own much stake in that. And he also has to pay it at a recoupable rate double. Right?
I mean, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, the labels had so much leverage because we needed them. We needed their distribution channels and things like that. But as things have shifted over the years and more power has been put into the hands of individuals and artists can kind of create this, I don't, their business has never really. And don't get me wrong, they've definitely made some labels have made some changes, but it's not where it needs to be, right? Because you guys have much more power these days to kind of, galvanize a community, monetize a community, engage with the community. And at the end of the day, that's where all the value is.
Man, and that's, to me, it's like, just that statement is everything you need to know to do what's right and do good business. You sell my product that I made. I don't care about nothing else. The product that you sell that makes you billions every year, that buys your fancy house, that buys your nice car, is the product I made.
Right.
The product this artist made, it's the product we make. That's what you sell. That's what you make it. That's what you have in market share. That's what you go to the bank and say, this is how much I made. I need you to give me this much. My product. You feel me?
No, for sure.